Gretna voters made their voices heard during yesterday's special election.
50.4% of voters approved a program that gives Gretna more control over taxes in the proposed Good Life District. First Alert 6's Philip Katafamo is live in the newsroom with what's next.
Brian and Aaron, a razor-thin margin of 15 votes made the difference in this special election. With approval, the city can start collecting a big part of the state sales tax, but the original developer of the district believes the project is no longer viable.
On Tuesday, Gretna voters approved a program that establishes a replacement sales tax. Funding can be used for development costs anywhere in Gretna's Good Life District. It also gives the city broad control over how those funds are used locally inside the district.
Essentially, we just do a replacement tax for the state. So it will just be right back to where it was before all this started in April, and that continues as long as that Good Life District's in place.
Mayor Evans says the money the city can now collect is allotted for the district to help with development, specific projects, or city expenses.
Since April, only half the state's revenue has been collected there. And that revenue was vacated, to allow things to happen and support public infrastructure and projects down there. And so finally we're able to start collecting that revenue, especially at a time the state's looking for revenue.
But turns out the Nebraska Department of Economic Development tells First Alert 6 developer Rod Yates decided not to develop the project as proposed and already approved by the DED. Mayor Evans says they want to move forward with potentially another developer. He's disappointed the original developer is moving away from it, but appreciates what he's brought to the area.
There's developers there with concepts and visions very similar to Rod that meet the intention of the state that are still going to be really great projects there. So we're excited to see how this all unfolds.
The Nebraska Examiner says Yates told them previously he wouldn't stop seeking ways to fulfill the idea. He elaborated further, saying he would possibly pursue other legislation and partners in the future. For now, the DED will accept input from Gretna and other interested parties to determine if the project can move forward. But they have only until February 12th.
The city and other interested parties have the chance to submit evidence to the department. That being said, the DED has authority to terminate the district if they determine the project is no longer viable. We did reach out to Mr. Yates for an interview, but have not heard back yet. In the newsroom, I'm Philip Katafamo, First Alert 6. Back to you, Brian.